just to see what we have here. Okay, so we do have many commission notaries.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Are you guys newly commissioned, or have you been commissioned and working for some time, or have you been commissioned and kind of just not done anything with it?
I've been commissioned, but I haven't done anything.
There's many people like that, believe me.
I've had a couple things happen that has derailed me a bit, but now I'm trying to get back on track.
Gotcha. I see a lot
Well,
of.
it's never too late,
That's
right?
true.
Never too late.
Yeah, in the middle of getting commissioned, my mom and my dad passed away.
Wow.
Oh, I apologize.
Months apart, so it's been a lot going on.
I'm actually at my father's funeral right now, well, his viewing. So I am sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you.
I'm surprised.
That's why I look crazy. I kind of almost look normal. I did curl my hair, but life happens. So yeah, don't judge me. But I'm pretty sure some of you have seen me on TikTok, so you're probably already judging me. So it's okay. It's all right. Now, oh, Sean, where is Sean? Sean only did 3. That's 3 more than some people have done.
Right.
Don't say only. Only.
Cece, you've been commissioned since 2016. Was it because of like your job, or?
I think Cece's in Cece. Are you the same Cece from the other Zoom? Cece?
Yes, I am.
Hi, friend.
Hey.
Cece was
See,
my
on
friend in the other Zoom.
I unmuted myself because of you.
There you go.
I'm sorry, what was the original question? Yes, I was commissioned in 2016 for my job.
Gotcha.
But we only can charge $2 here in Georgia, which I've never even charged the $2. But since I've been recently finding out about being able to charge more. So I'm back.
Oh, you gotta tell us more.
Cece's been doing charity work for since 2000, whenever, right, Cece?
Yeah.
Cece's been giving it away for free.
Yeah, because if for $2, okay, I don't even need $2. Keep your $2. Thank you very much, but no, thank you. And because I was really just doing it as as a convenience, more for my coworkers.
Oh,
and yeah.
Cece, I live here in Georgia too, and I read that information.
Yeah.
And I used to be a notary, and then I said, okay, I'll just, because I work for a hospital here. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead on and get my notary, because I know some of the doctors really need to have it done. But then when I read that it was like, we could only charge $2, I was like, oh no. But then a notary came to the hospital to get some stuff done. And she was like, oh, boo-boo, I need $80. I was like, well, okay, we need to do that then. Yes, I can.
Because
yes,
in some states you can charge travel, preparation, printing. Georgia is one of those. So that's where you would make your money. Like me,
but
my travel
until
fee
recently,
changes.
though, nobody was telling us that. They just said $2 and that was it. That's all.
Yeah,
okay.
and your travel fee, as long as you don't post it anywhere, your travel fee, you can make it what you want, what you feel like. Like if I take my for the day, my travel fee is more money because I'm not putting it back on for less than a certain amount. Like there's just certain things that you have as business owners in certain states.
There's notary police. You can't be saying stuff like that. There's notary police out here.
I'm saying my travel fee is my travel fee. It depends on the day and how I feel. And if I'm in, I'm in.
In Florida, there's no limit for travel. There's no set rule. So I guess it's a free game for whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do.
Georgia's like that too.
Some
There's a
states
few
are strict.
states, but there's always loopholes. You could also offer to print the documents, and then just by printing, you might be printing 2 pages, but that's a convenience. You got to think like the easiest way to sell your convenience is think about it like DoorDash. Nobody wants to get up and go buy food anymore. Everybody's ordering something, whether it's groceries, DoorDash, whatever. We're giving them convenience. They don't have to leave their home, their office, or anything. We're coming to them. We're taking care of the documents for them. We're making their life easier. Therefore, we should be reciprocated. If someone doesn't agree with your fees as a client, then guess what? They are not your ideal client. They're not your ideal clientele. If you want to negotiate with somebody, like my thing is, if I give a fee and say I really don't have anything to do that day, and when they need me, I'm free. And I'll be like, if they don't agree with my fee, I'll be like, well, I know you want these documents notarized correctly. And being that I do specialize in that particular document, what would be feasible for you to have these handles correctly? And generally, when they come back at me, it's like a $5 difference. And I'm like, okay, absolutely. And then they're more leery because you seem more reasonable to work with them. If you are a friendly person and you are giving them the benefit of the doubt, they're not going to undercut you. You know, they're going to want you to be able to handle their documents. And if you know your stuff and you've been doing it for X amount of time and you understand the notarial acts and the difference in the documents, something as simple as the different types of power of attorneys, if estate planning is something that you want to go into, to know that there are different powers of attorneys, there are different brackets. They can have more than one agent. They can have a successor agent. There's certain things that when somebody speaks to you and they understand that you're knowledgeable, they want to pay for your expertise, to whereas your pricing won't be an issue. And it doesn't take you long to get the expertise. Like I've been doing it 7 years. But I don't know everything. I know a lot about a little, about a lot. Okay. Can you still hear me?
I heard 7 years.
Is that better? Oh yeah, I've been doing this for 7 years, and Grisel's been doing this. How long have you been doing it?
A year and a half. So I'm
But she's
a newbie compared to you.
yeah, compared, because I'm like, but I did this as my part-time. I didn't make this my full-time until 2 years ago. So that really doesn't matter. And you can sustain this business.
Oh yeah.
So it's not something to where you have to jump in 2 feet if you are not comfortable at that point in time. Now, I've always made good money doing this because it was for my trips. Like I would go on vacation every December. So I would pick up a few loan signings, a few general notary works because, you know, I was going on a cruise ship. I was, you know, I was big tipper. Like I was fine. I was going to Jamaica. Like I was, but that was all loan signing money. Like that funded my vacations. That was general notary work. So you have to think about it in that aspect.
I do this full time, so it's everything.
Yeah, now it's my everything. And like this is a last minute trip to North Carolina. Very last minute. And I'm in Texas and I'm fine. Like I'm not gonna go home and be stressed.
Right.
If that helps. And this was not something planned. So
Sean says he needs a strategy for part-time notary work. There's many notaries that are part-time doing this, and it's all about how you have your Google business page scheduled as well.
how do you, one in the chat for everybody who has secured a Google My Business page.
That's a must.
It's a must, like you have to. And you guys know that your Google My Business page has to be nurtured like a baby. Yeah. You
have to
add to it.
Yeah, you have to add to it. Keywords, you have to post to it. Pictures, get reviews. It's not
So
that hard.
these are the things that we'll be going over. So becoming a notary public, becoming a loan signing agent. Most of you guys are notaries, so we're not gonna touch really heavily on this. But you go to your Secretary of State website, check the requirements to become a notary public. There are certain states that require training, but other states do not. It's just a matter of meeting the requirements. Obviously, you can't have an extensive criminal record, like can't do that. But other than that, wouldn't worry about it. Go through the basic requirements, training and application processing. You should have your commission, but the process varies by your state. But it's very important that even after your commission, you do continued education. There's continued education everywhere. You don't generally have to pay for it, but if you find somebody who is seasoned that you are comfortable with and they offer mentorship, it will help you a lot because they'll be able to guide you into realms because they'll be able to understand your work ethic and what you're capable of to where you're not going to blacklist yourself in the business. So it's not necessary. You don't have to get a mentor. It is not. It is absolutely not. But if you are somebody who would like the guidance and somebody to just call and like piggyback on and get opinions and processes, find somebody who you resonate with. Find somebody knowledgeable. Find somebody who will care about you and your business. So but let's see here. You want to go over this, Crystal?
Becoming Notary Public. Let me see what you have. Well, there's different websites. I recommend, just like Dominique recommends, the NNA. So I'm wondering who took the NNA course, because I found out as being a notary public, sorry, for Florida, many of the title agencies,
Jada,
they would
Okay.
ask.
he got the boys, they
Noise.
supposed to sleep. But yeah, I'm about to take care of that.
Alrighty,
He
thank
just
you.
told me he just told me that you know to.
I think
That's
that's
fine.
coming from Dominique's end.
Oh, for me?
No,
Yeah.
it was just a lot of noise. I'm trying
Sorry.
to actually put this bigger because I can't see it. Okay. Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, so getting started, becoming a notary public. I recommend, Dominique recommends the NNA course. A lot of, well, all the signing services I signed up with, they wanted the background check through the NNA and they wanted me to have be certified through the NNA as well. So that definitely is a pro that helped a lot. The NNA course is broken down into 7 different categories and they're listed here. Did you want me to read the categories? Okay.
Okay, and then to become a loan signing agent, it's the same thing. So becoming a loan signing agent after you're a commissioned notary public, you can begin the process to become a a loan signing agent. Now, not every notary public is a loan signing agent, but you have to be a notary public in order to become a loan signing agent. And it is not necessary to make money. I just want to say that. So if it is not for you, don't go into it because we will go over the supplies and the difference and the cost commitment because it is, once you buy it, you're kind of committed because I don't want to waste money. So you're committed once you realize what you're putting into it. So you follow your state guidelines. Some states are attorney states, which means you obviously wouldn't have as much leeway as Grizel and myself would be. So you would have to understand your state rules. To get a surety bond that is required. If you have a criminal conviction from the past 10 years, call the National Notary Association and the Secretary of State to ensure that you can pass their background screenings, because it doesn't matter if you pass the test if you can't pass the background check.
That's true.
Can everybody hear me or am I breaking up? Okay.
No, you're fine.
I have now in this ebook, when somebody, if you guys want to get the ebook, the the links are active links, so you'll be able to click into them and go through that process as well. Now, once you have your notary commission, you'll sign up for the LSA course on the NNA.org. The cheapest package that includes the background check. You can purchase your supplies for much cheaper on other websites, like American Association of Notaries. They have great quality stamps and they are cheaper and they come with a membership to the AAN. I love their stamps, but my favorite stamp in the world is like the old school stamp. It's my favorite. Like, this is my favorite. It's
Wow.
big, but it's my favorite. It gives me no problems. I can line it up. It is my favorite. But I always keep my little babies with me. I got 3 little babies, but you're gonna learn to always keep an extra stamp just in case.
I like my small stamps. I'm sorry. I can't deal with that big thing. No.
This is Dominique said this is the best stamp in the world. I love it. However, the test is open book. In my opinion, you don't need to buy the guidebook because they give you reference points. Like, they give you reference points. If you forget something, you can always Google. It is not a proctor test, but just please make sure that you have a good foundation before you go Googling stuff, because there can be misinformation on Google. Does that make sense? Are you guys following me?
So I did the opposite from you. I actually went through the NNA and purchased, like, I guess the most expensive package they had. Again, I was completely new to this. I wanted to know all the information. And I know with one of their packages, I got this book here. It's the study guide, and it literally shows you a breakdown of each document. So I used to take this with me everywhere and just like look over the documents. It's a really good book. They break everything down. So that came with one of the packages.
Yeah, you can get the document review. I got the document review years ago, but they don't tend to update it, but it's a good book. It gives you a good foundation.
Yes,
But again, if you've been a notary for a while and you kind of have your notarial acts down pat,
that's true.
it's really up to you. It's preference. It's really personal preference. Like, everything in this business is just your business.
That's true.
It's personal preference. I don't care how you gain your knowledge, but make sure you are gaining your knowledge and continuing your knowledge. So errors and omissions insurance is another cost that you are going to have to incur with being a loan signing agent. NNA E&O insurance does not cover loan signings at all. They are merchants insurance. They do not cover loan signings. So you would have to research, like, either Byberg. I have CoverSmart. You don't need a huge policy. You can always upgrade your policy if you do get a direct client. Like, I just went direct with, actually today I got a call a few hours ago. JP Morgan wants me to directly deal with them, and they want exclusivity with me. So that's amazing. However, I still have to look over the contract because, again, I am at a funeral, but they will hear about you and your work ethic. Your name will travel. You will go for a general notary appointment, and it could be a CEO of a company, and it could be a simple school form. And it has happened to me. I have notarized a general notary appointment, and then I get a call 2 months later, and they're like, "We're buying a house and we want you to be the notary." Like, it, and they will tell title, like, add her in. And when I tell you, when you see your name on that altar, it's the best thing in the world. Like, you just want to frame it. You're like, look at me. So it does, it's special. Like me, I get excited stuff. I'm like, you see my name? You see me? I see you. You see me? So it's great, but just know that your reputation will follow you. So every time that phone rings, answer it. I was personally looking for a notary while I was driving here in I don't know, someplace in Georgia, Columbia, Georgia. I was looking for a loan signing agent in Columbia, Georgia. Went through signingagent.com. Nobody's phone numbers were updated. And I was driving frustrated. And I just wanted them to make a quick $100 for a 5-page document. And it took me hours. And it wouldn't have taken me hours if they would have had their signing agent profile updated.
I want to make a comment. Going back to coverage, most title companies, they want you to have at least 100K.
Yeah, that's what I have here. The minimum, Dominique's opinion, because I wasn't sure what you wanted, but
Oh,
you should carry 100K. You can always increase your policy as requested. So I had a company, I raised my policy, but only when they were like, we have a $3 million packet, but can you at least have a $500,000 policy? And then I just did 1 million because it's repeat and direct. So I just upgraded mine. But you don't have to jump out of the gate with a very expensive E&O policy, because they will tell you. Now, when you sign up for signing services, the minimum is 100K. The 25K, it won't be accepted. If it is accepted, you'll be overlooked. In most cases, I have seen the back end of Snapjobs and signing order. Because again, I've been in this industry, so like when they're looking for signing agents and stuff, I've seen the other end of it. So it's important to make sure that your headshot is professional and you have everything up to date, because it's just a matter of professionalism.
can I talk about that for a second? So
Go ahead.
couple months ago, I actually had dinner with a signing service owner. So I do a lot of work with this particular signing service, and we end up being on the same cruise. So with this, she did me the favor and looked up my signing order profile. And she told me exactly, she critiqued it, told me exactly what I needed to change. So, and she gave me her opinion, what she's looking for. So from my understanding, from what she said, pictures is major. If you are showing cleavage, she's not clicking on your profile. It has to be a professional picture or a clear picture, no filters. She showed me a couple of pictures of notaries. They had their kids in the picture. No family pictures, no pictures of dogs.
And don't use your club picture, because we were on the other end and they were like posted up on the wall with their butt sticking out. And I was like, oh Lord,
Yes,
like,
no, please.
you'll get overlooked. It might be a cute picture for you, but put that on your Instagram. Don't put that on your signing order or your SnapDocs or anywhere. Have a headshot. They just want a clear picture of you. Why? Because they want to know who they're speaking with. And make sure you have to have a picture, because you will be overlooked. Now, mind you, you don't have to, it's not a pageant picture. They need to know what you look like.
And sometimes I know I deal with a service link, that's a signing service, and they actually email a confirmation to the signers with my picture. So the signers are getting a picture of you as well. That way they know who's coming to the door. Another thing is, if you have a law,
Scorecard.
The scorecard too. So there is scorecards where they answer, basically they give out a survey about you. Is that what you're talking about? The scorecards, the surveys for notaries?
Yeah, and that comes along with your picture. So like, it'll be based off your photo, your headshot, what they get, and then how you showed up and appeared to their home, and your professionalism, the way the flow of the documents were, and everything. So you are being judged, whereas in general notary work, you're only asking for reviews for your Google My Business, unless you work for like a specific, like if you get a contract with like asset recovery and stuff like that, but they still have a level of professionalism. Like, I know that you have leeway. Like if I do wear jeans, I'm wearing a blazer. If I'm wearing a t-shirt, it's my Notary Public t-shirt with a blazer. There's ways to dress and still look professional. Would I wear jeans to a loan signing? No. But you have to be able to gauge.
Oh, I was gonna say, so scorecards and when you list what you have, your equipment, if you don't have a laser printer or a scanner, sometimes they will bypass you and find someone who is prepared to scan those documents back to them ASAP. Don't have a long story paragraph. No, bullet points, keep it short and simple. And they want to see $100,000 policy at least. So those are little tips that I personally found out.
Can you read the next slide?
Okay. I'm like, I can't hear you. Is that the next slide? Wasn't we spoke about the difference between general notary and loan signing. General notary work, you pretty much work for yourself. Wait, that's the main slide? That's the next slide? Okay. Give me a second. Let me full screen this.
I'm better now. I was sneezing and I didn't want you guys to hear, but oh yeah, it's an acknowledgement. So the first main notarial act, which you'll see all around, is you'll either see acknowledgement or a jurat. So the purpose of an acknowledgement is for the signer whose identity has been verified to declare to a notary or notarial officer that he or she has willingly signed a document. So an acknowledgement requires the following steps. The signer must appear in front of you. You must positively identify the signer according to your state's rules. Some states require, like I know in California, they have to have special verbiage on the top of their notarial certificates. So there are certain states, and you have to make sure that you are within your state's guidelines and you are completing your notarial act based off extra verbiage. However, they will be the same and it'll be consistent. I will show you here. Now, Arizona is the only one that I know of that will permit a signer to communicate with a notary through a translator who is also present at the notarization. That's not written anywhere else but in the Arizona guidelines. So this is an example of a acknowledgement. And this is an acknowledgement with a optional affirmation. Now it's required in Arizona to have this on a loose certificate, like what the document was, the document date. Now for me personally, when I do a loose certificates, I want to make sure that I'm at least, if I don't have this box on my loose certificate, to at least write what the document was and how many pages it is, because that protects me on somebody taking my loose certificate and attaching it to another document.
Someone asked a question. I really want to answer this. Sandy said, so will loan signing agent E&O cover general notary, or will we need two separate ones? Yes. So you just need one. You don't need to shop around for two different ones, just one. When you are a loan signing agent, remember you are a notary first. It's just certain policies cover certain things, like the NNA, they don't cover if your package gets lost, right? You have to ship these documents out, or if your signer misses signature. So when you are calling companies and getting the difference in policies, those are questions to ask.
But you just want to make sure you're covering yourself. Like I've been doing this 7 years. I've never had to utilize my E&O policy. Knock on wood. Never had to. However, it is good for you to have along with an updated bond, because it not only protects you, it protects your signer. And unless you have assets, I don't want nobody taking nothing from me. I don't even like to share candy. Okay. So make sure your policy is up to date, because if there is an issue, they have that policy to attach to. Now, if you are holding yourself with integrity, you're identifying the signers correctly, you're making sure everything's up to date, and you're completing your notarial acts, and you're not forging somebody's signature if you miss a signature, then you won't have to utilize your policies. Mm-hmm. But you need to have it as, it's kind of like life insurance for your business. That's the way I look at it. But at the end of the day, we have an air of integrity. So it's very, very important. And then what about dress suits? You can wear whatever you want as long as you
Yep.
look professional.
Right.
You could wear a suit. I went on a split signing and the man was in a full tuxedo, honey, but he looked damn good. And I said, all right, boy, you got it. You got it. I was in my Fashion Nova blazer suit, like my little $30 suit, but he had on a tuxedo. I said, all right, Sharpster. So it's up to you.
I went to a signing and well, at the title office, there was another notary and she had shorts, flip-flops, and a tank top, and they were really upset. So knowing the difference, just
Yeah.
you could wear the tank top, just put a blazer on top or a sweater, put some slacks on.
No coochie cutters. I'm sorry. I know, but don't do that. I was at a signing. It was a split signing. They made her leave, and no, the couple was divorced. They didn't even agree to sit at the same table, but they ended up wanting to sit at the same table because they wanted me to be their notary because the lady came in with juicy across the butt, little tight pants, and was just very unprofessional. And she got blacklisted because they called title right then and there, and they were like, "I'm not signing anything." And then they were like, isn't there another note there? And she was like, I'll sit with her. And I said, that's fine, but y'all gotta sit at the same table. And I made the title officer Venmo me her portion right then and there, plus a convenience fee, because I'm getting paid ahead of time, not waiting for y'all to process and take out that other notary, because you can get your other end on the other side. And they are more than willing to do that. You might end up in some situations, like I ended up going to an address and it was a poker bar. And the damn signer was pissy drunk. And I was like, so I had called the contact and I said, do you have an iPhone? And he was like, yeah. I said, I'm going to FaceTime you. And I FaceTimed him right then and there. And when I tell you he sent me extra money, he was like, I am so sorry. He was embarrassed. He didn't know. The signer was belligerent. These escrow officers don't know, but they are people. So you have to be able to protect yourself, and you have to be able to know, I could have easily had him sign those documents, but he was already belligerent. So I wasn't even certain that he would have remembered signing anything. So something as simple as that you have to think and use your judgment. Like your judgment will go very far in this business.
I wanted to, okay, so you put up your acknowledgement for Texas. Every state has their own rule. Some states are more strict, so the verbiage will be different depending on the state.
But you'll know it's an acknowledgement because it will say acknowledge before me.
Right. So where did you get this acknowledgement? Where do you recommend people going to if they need acknowledgement?
NNA, all around. NNA. And if you don't want to buy the NNA book of just make sure you have the verbiage, and you could type it up yourself and print out a bunch of copies. I carry my acknowledgements in separate folders. So I have my acknowledgements in this folder, I have my jurats in this folder, I have my copy certifications in another folder. But because I'm also a minister, so I always carry around all of my credentials as well. But I also have OCD, so you don't have to be me. I always have a lot of stuff. But it's a matter of organizing them and knowing the difference and when to use them. You never pick the type of loose certificate to add to a document. You ask your signer. You just have to be able to know the difference of them, to tell them okay, I have 2 different notarial acts. I have an acknowledgement and I also have a jurat. Which one would you like for this document? They get to pick.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, what's the difference? And you say, well, with a jurat, normally I would administer an oath. So it requires an oath. And sometimes they'll be like, oh, well, I'll take an oath. They'll think that makes it more official, but it doesn't. It's just a matter of what they prefer, if that makes sense. I have the presentation up on my screen, so I can't really manage the chat.
No, I'm managing the chat. I figured you do the presentation, I'm doing the chat.
Oh, mortgage field inspection. You don't need extra insurance for that. Are you currently on We Go Look or Groundworks, Lisa?
See me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you now.
No, I'm not. I just was looking into doing it. I was.
Oh, okay. So if you want to practice, go on to, okay, let me,
Because
how
right
do
now,
I do it?
I just got laid off in January. I was a mortgage loan processor.
Mm.
So a lot of the documents,
Okay.
and I understand. I don't want to really take. I know I should take like North Carolina. They don't require you to do. As long as you're a notary, you can be a loan signer.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I know I want to take some type of course, but a lot of the courses that I was looking at is an arm and a leg and an eyeball too.
So Dominique has a course and she has.
I do. And you can contact me
Okay.
separate. I get bullied a lot because they call me like the Moses of notarial work. So basically we could work something out if you want to take my course. But it is like if you need to split it into 2 sessions because it's soup to nuts.
Okay.
And it's like 4 hours long. It's a 4-hour course.
But see,
So
I
you want to split it into 2 sessions.
because I do know a lot of the documents from doing loan processing.
Well, with one-on-one courses, we schedule it based on both of our schedules. So that's what a lot of my students do because not everybody's comfortable speaking in a group setting. So, or asking questions in a group setting. So with the one-on-one course, I'm not going to go over every slide. If you're like, oh, I know that, can we skip it? I'm going to skip it. But
Okay, good.
with my loan signing course, you get all, and you get the entirety of the PDF after as well. Nothing's redacted. So you get the entire course in your email. So you have something to look at and to piggyback off of as well. So it's not like you're going to be sitting there taking a bunch of notes and trying to process everything because you will have everything that we go over as well. So I do that with my loan signing course and my wedding officiating course as well. Because
Carolina, you can't.
Grizel makes fun of me because I'm very like teachery and like, and this is this, but it helps. It helps.
North Carolina, you can't do wedding officials.
You can.
Not in North Carolina.
You have to be a minister.
You could do it in South Carolina. You can't do it in North Carolina.
No. You have to become an ordained minister.
Oh, I'm not trying to go all through that.
You don't have to go through anything. It's right online. You could be an ordained minister in 5 minutes.
Really?
Online. And North Carolina is not a further registration state. There are 16 states that require further registration, but the registration process is not too extensive. But in my wedding officiating course, I tell people exactly where to go and how to do it and the paperwork and everything. And we go over wedding contracts and consulting with the couples and gauging your couple's marketing and everything. I just, it's just a lot, but that's only 2 hours because easy. But it's still those courses, but that has a book as well. So yeah.
Okay.
But there's definitely ways to diversify your stamp. You could also get into I-9 verifications. You could start marketing for that as well because that'll be good money. Huh?
They told us that we couldn't. They said I-9 we can do because North Carolina. I don't know if you know that they try to restrict every little movement. So
yeah, but you can do I-9 verifications. You're not doing it as a notary. You're doing it as an authorized agent or authorized representative.
Okay, because they told us we couldn't do fingerprints.
Oh,
No.
wow.
You don't have to fingerprint them for an I-9 verification,
No,
but
I
it's
know
a
that
good,
they don't
yeah.
do it for that. But I was just saying, like, they try to restrict what we can and can't do. Like I said, they told us straight up, you can't do they was like, we know the new thing is to be a minister. It's like, you can't do
Yeah,
that.
but we're having a big meeting with them because we all got together and signed the petition because they're bringing it to the board for North Carolina, the Secretary of State, to get you guys more money. I had already signed on for that. It's coming up pretty soon as well. So we're in the works for all of that as well.
Take it out of college here. Like you can't even take, we can't even take it online. Because at first I was like, oh, I want to do it online. That's easy. And they were like, no, you're in North Carolina. We require you to go to, I had to go to a college and take the course. I couldn't, and spend $100. I couldn't do it online.
Yeah, no, it's a lot that you have to do, but there's always ways to diversify and everything, but it's important to know what the state wants. Generally, if you find somebody who will go over the state guidelines with you, I tend to know a lot about most states because I have students from all over and I've been doing it for like, I'm a granny now. It's different. But we'll always be here to help you. And you could always message me. And there was somebody in the chat. Our contact information will be at the end of this PDF as well for contacting us or whatever. Grizel doesn't teach yet. I don't know. She says she doesn't like teaching, but I have a feeling she might change her mind.
I speak with my experience. So I'm a blogger. So on my social media, if I'm learning something new, I will tell you guys. I have like scripts for loan signing, but that's pretty much it. Dominique has the full package. So definitely hit her Gumroad. But yeah, if you're looking for just looking at every day of the life, that I'm the person, and I'm going to tell you what happened, how, I went about it, just different scenarios.
Like, and I'm more mentorship, teaching, coaching. I'm more hand-holding. You can text me, call me. You can send me your marketing materials. If you have questions, you can send me your content. We'll go over it. If you have a question on a document, if you need any type of guidance, I'm that guy. I'm the person that will schedule one-on-one Zooms, even if it's not classes. And I have my networking Zoom, which was supposed to be just Texas, but now it kind of branched out and it's more than just Texas people. So that's every Wednesday night except next Wednesday. But there's a lot, and it's just a matter of who you resonate with. Grizzles will be better with the and blocking and going live and doing stuff. I'm not that guy because I'm always running. So I never remember to record. So I'm working on it, but I am not that person. I know I do have to start going live for Q&As and stuff, but generally Zoom's my jam. I'll schedule a Zoom session with anybody. But Grizel is way better social media. Showing you guys, like today she was just jamming. Okay, but TikTok is funny. I crack up. Even if nobody else laughing at me, I'm cracking up. I was laughing at that Whitney Houston one for like 3 days. I'm still laughing every time somebody comments on it.
So Marla asks if the loan signing documents are the same for all states. They are pretty much, I want to say yes, they're pretty much the same.
Only thing that's different is state-specific documents. So like in Texas, we have a T47, but it's just honestly if it's habitable, if the
I don't know what the
T47. Yeah, but it's an easy document. Generally, you're not explaining. You need to be prepared to give a brief explanation, but you'll see that most signers don't really give a shit. If you say the name of the document and you read the first few lines in your mind, you generally figure out what the document is about and you hand it to them. And they're able to, if they have any extensive questions, they will contact title.
Right.
Or you can offer to contact it for them. But generally, they are tired of dealing with title. They want to close. They're not going to be like, I haven't had anybody, knock on wood. That was crazy. I don't know if you have had, Rizal, have you?
That was gonna be my next thing. So we are here for pretty much notary basics. If you know your notary laws, if you know what makes your notarial act, your notarial certificate that's right in front of you complete, then you know how to do loan signing. If you can do a notarial certificate completely and correct, and you can swear someone in, you can stamp correctly, you can correct the documents correctly, you can point and say where to sign, know how to write the date, then you're already there. Sometimes the signers do want to know what they're signing. So then you go ahead and give them a brief description, but you are not a lawyer and you are not, what's that, title agent? So you are not going to describe the document to the T. Like the mortgage, for example, we have in Florida, the mortgage. The mortgage is like 10, 12 pages of just like law terms.
Everything that's in the deed. Everything that's in the deed is in the
right.
mortgage.
You are not reading 10 pages to them. You are going to say, this is the mortgage, what it describes, sign here.
This is the mortgage. This shows in detail the entirety of what you're signing today. Just keep in mind that I made a copy of all these documents for your viewing and for your records. It's in that packet that I handed you prior. So if you have any questions or you want to look over it, you are more than welcome to. But this is the page that you sign for this mortgage package. And they'd be like, okay, and then they sign. That's, you could tell I've been doing this a while, because that's like I'm treating y'all like a signer. But Grizel would say the same thing. The amortization schedule, okay, that's like 6, 7, 10 pages. Oh, looks like your first payment is June 1st, 2022. Here you go. This is not for you to sign. Would you like to look this over? And they're like, oh no, okay, next. All right, here is you just go through the documents, and it's not too hectic. It's not as scary as most people make it seem, but you have to have a good foundation, and you have to at least know how to present yourself. You have to. It's easy for us, but you have to be able to go over everything like that. A refi is only, oh, I show refis in my pack, but the refis aren't hard. They're not hard. None of the paperwork is hard. It's just a matter. The reverse mortgage is kind of annoying.
I've only done 2 reverse mortgages, and honestly, I get refinance packages that are as big as a reverse mortgage. The only difference is that you're dealing with an older crowd, so they might read the documents, and you have to have some patience. That's it.
I hate FHA loans.
Yeah. They're normally a bigger package, or VA loans. I'm in Florida.
VA loans I hate too.
I'm in Florida, so when
they call me, I have a VA refi. Okay, call somebody else. I don't want to pick somebody else. I'm out of 10. Like, nope, I can't. But this is this is just an example of oaths that you can utilize. Really, you're not a judge, so you're not really going extensively in it. Oaths aren't mandated, but it's kind of like we know that we should do them, if that makes sense. Right, Grizel?
Yes.
And if you're doing a packet and there's jurats in there, you would just do one jurat. You would only give them one oath for the entirety of the packet. You're not giving them an oath every single time that a jurat pops up.
When I first started, I would do that. I would go ahead and stop and have them swear again, raise their hand, because I was following everything that I was told to do instead of looking up the information and like just calling the NNA. And then I called and NNA was like, you can do it one time. Your state allows it. So just again, the NNA is definitely my go-to for all questions.
I cannot believe you.
I would stop. Like a signing would take me almost 2 hours, like on average. On average, yes.
I'm not judging you.
I wasn't prepping my documents. So when we talk about prepping, there's certain parts of the notarial certificate that you can fill in. I wasn't doing any of that. And because I was told you can't do that. And then I learned, yes, you can. And now I cut my time in half or more.
I'm just baffled, and I'm never speechless, but just don't do that. And only thing you cannot do prior to the appointment is sign and stamp. But anything else you could fill in, and I don't suggest that you put in form of identification you use to identify the signer, because again, you're not going to know what form of identification they are going to have. So obviously, if there's a notarial act that requires that, leave that blank. But other than that, fill in that date, fill in that county, fill in that state, fill in that commission expiration date, because it's extremely awkward to sit in front of a signer. Well, after they sign, you're sitting there for 10 minutes filling stuff out. And I think it's weird when people are like staring at me. So be able to utilize your time and make everything easier for you. But you are able to correct your documents. Correcting anything in a notarized document is very simple. You're using the method to strike an initial. So whatever you strike, it's just one strike, not a complete blackout. You're not scribbling, you're not drawing flowers, you're not doing any of that. You're doing one strike through the document, and then you are initialing. Now, if a signer is changing something, or they need to change something in the packet, they are going to strike, and then they are going to put their initials. Does that make sense? Is everybody following me? I don't know. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So this is just an example of a notary correction. Like, say I had to change the county, I would change it and then I would initial. I don't know. My go-to for my teaching is as a notary. Her name is always Nancy Notary. I don't know. It's corny, but that's her name. So NN is her initials, and that's her changing it. Correcting and this shows you like how a signer would say they messed up their signature. They would have to cross out and then re-sign above. If they mess up the date, they would have to cross out and then redate. They can't just scribble over or try to correct, because that could be sent back. And even if a signer makes a correction, we're still responsible, because we have to make sure that they did it the right way, because again, they're not trained and they aren't going to know how to do it. If your seal impression is a little wonky because you don't have Old Faithful. This is Old Faithful. You can tell me what you want. I love him.
I
But
don't even know where to buy that at. Like, where did you buy that stamp?
it's American Association of Notaries. It is 5204. And listen, it makes this noise. Look. It's official.
See, I just kept it simple, and I just went to NA and just said, boom, one package, goodbye, life is done.
But it's cheaper. It's so much cheaper with American Association of Notaries.
I was lazy. I wanted a whole package in one. I didn't want to shop around. That's what I did.
Listen,
but they don't have.
We're in the season, all profit, no losses. I like cute stuff. I like the stuff. But yes. Now, to fix a bad seal impression, don't try to restamp over it. Don't try to color it in. I had somebody who tried to fill in the date. Please don't do that. Just cross it out, initial, and then restamp right next to it, above it, under it, wherever. And that is a tip straight from the NNA. All this information comes from the NNA originally. We're just putting it in one spot for you.
Right.
So we're shortening your curve. So we're not giving you bad information, false information, because I am not one to lead you down the wrong path. So how to attach a loose certificate, which is what we went over. The preferred method is stapling the certificate to the document. Like I said, you can also add a description. Yeah, you have to staple it. I always keep a mini stapler with me. You won't use loose certificates that much, because generally when somebody's calling you to have something notarized, they already have a notarial act on it. Otherwise, they wouldn't know to have it notarized. So it's up to you, but just a little mini stapler, you can get it from the dollar store. Your notarial, how to make sure your notarial wording is correct. The purpose of completing a notary certificate is to record and certify what was done in performing your notarization. The notary certificate has to record what was notarized and where it was done. So we know in our notarial acts, we're not putting the county that we were commissioned in. We're putting where our feet are planted when we are completing that notarial act. Does everybody know that? I'm pretty sure y'all know that. Y'all probably like sick of me, but I like to give you all this stuff.
Not everyone knows this because I'm on the Facebook groups for Florida and I always see this question. So it's a common question.
Yeah, so you just have to make sure your standard notarial wording contains the 4 W's. So the where, the who, the when, the what. I'm sorry. Somebody talking? Is anybody talking? Or I'm just, I don't know. Okay,
Okay, go ahead.
so once you have your 4 W's and then you make sure in your state, if it requires a special disclaimer, like again, I like to pick on California because y'all have to add that blurb on everything. And Arizona has a special, you have to take over, Grizel. I have to let my son see me because he doesn't know these people. We live in Texas.
Okay, where I'm taking over. What are we doing? I was busy in the chat.
All right, he calmed down. All right, so the where, the who, the what, and the when and the what. So what you'll know, it's already in the notarial act, so please don't think that you have to come up with stuff or add certain stuff. The only thing I like to add is what the actual document was and how many pages it is. That's only because I have OCD and I don't trust people. I trust people as far as I could throw them. So I don't want them to take my loose certificate and add it on to some child support paperwork and say that they got it notarized when I only notarized a car title. That's my big thing. But the biggest thing is to protect your commission at all costs. So taking a little extra steps will make sure that you are protecting your commission, because it's that would to take care of everything. So with your marketing, we would make sure. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so your marketing for general notary work, Grizel, you use these same aspects as well, correct?
Yes, definitely.
Google My Business, Yelp.
I don't have Yelp, but I do have Google My Business, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Car magnets, I always get customers for my car magnets. They will stand next to my car until I'm out of Walmart or something just to stop. They're taking pictures of it. Business cards is major. I go to like every restaurant that you can leave business cards at. I leave them there. The UPS, I don't care. I leave my business card there. Everywhere you go, leave your business cards. Notary mailers. So I actually, notary resumes and flyers. When I first started, I must have mailed, oh my goodness, maybe like 75 postcards to like local title offices. And I actually got callbacks because of that. So flyers definitely work.
And they work for your neighborhood as well. I mean, I didn't pay to do my neighbors, but I made on Canva, oh, hey, I'm not just a notary, I'm your neighbor. And I paid the little neighborhood gremlins to go drop them off in people's mailboxes in the neighborhood. And you get traction from that as well. A big thing is I don't utilize Yelp for the advertising aspect. Don't ever pay for advertisement because you will lose so much money with them. But I utilize Yelp for the internet presence, because even when people Google your business, they will. Is somebody talking to me?
No, I said,
Okay. I utilize Yelp for the internet presence. So for the extra internet aspect for the listing, because when people will Google your business, Yelp comes up as that second.
Uh-oh, we lost her. She went outside. I'm not too sure what she was gonna say about Yelp. I do not use Yelp, but I do use Google Business. That is major for how I get calls. So every time I leave a client, I will go ahead and leave this like QR code postcard I made on Canva, asking for a review or a survey. I'll text them as well after the signing. Get reviews like that. The more reviews you get, the higher you are ranked, especially if you are posting pictures too. If you get too many reviews in like one day, sometimes you do go under like a, I don't want to say investigation, but almost. It's almost like you are lying to the system, and then Google can pick up on that. Lisa asks, where do you get your postcards from? So postcards, I make them myself on Canva. I'm not too sure if you guys are familiar with Canva, but Canva is a free, well, it can be free. It's a free like marketing source where you can go ahead and just create your own files. You can create your business cards on there. Honestly, I created these simple postcards. It's really simple. You can always YouTube it as well, how to use Canva if you're not familiar. So hold on. So yeah, you can go on different things. You can create your own postcard where you can just create your file and then take it to like your local like FedEx, get them printed, or you can go ahead on like Vistaprint creates postcards as well. You can do that. Someone said I started to make my Google business page, but it's under review. Uh-oh, did it get flagged? Okay, so sometimes it gets flagged if there's too many businesses with the same address, or if you attempt it too many times. So that can happen. That has happened to my friend. I don't have the presentation, so I'm not too sure where she left off at. I wonder if she's even in here. Let's see. She's not here. Okay. So I'm going to use the next couple minutes to answer questions. So if you have questions, please come up on the screen or raise your hand. That's fine. I'll look for you. Are we able to get a copy of the presentation? So you will, but it is not free. So she's gonna have to replay and the presentation itself, I believe, for $5 on her Gumroad. Amy, did you want to say something? Okay. This is, what's your opinion about Google phone number? So different people have different opinions. I use a Google phone number. It's free. It's been working for me. I don't have any issues. They can text me, they call me, leave me voice messages, but many people do suggest Grasshopper because it's more professional. But you also have to pay, I think, like $30 a month. But right now, my Google phone number is working for me, so I have no issues. I get a lot of emails, like people email me requests. So just making sure your email is up to date and you're on your emails checking, especially your junk file. How do you access her Gumroad? I have to look for that. Let me see if I can put up her link somewhere. Give me 1 second. Let's see. You know what? You can go ahead and email her. Let me copy her email address. She's actually going to email everyone after this, and she's going to give everyone a link. I believe she's just going to have it for $5. But if you don't have her email, that's her email on the chat. Hi, can you see this? Yeah, I can see the comment. Are you trying to show me a picture or something? Go ahead. What's your question? Nakia? So I have a personal LinkedIn and I have a notary LinkedIn. So you can. Yes, you can. You just use 2 different emails. You can connect with me with my email. I'm gonna put it on the chat. So email will be best. Okay, guys. Do you make your own website? So I have the website with my Google business page. You can buy the domain for like, I think it was like $10. And you can make your own website with Google. So that's what I use. There's an email option, there's a call option. It works for me, but other people do use like other website builders, or they will hire someone from like Fiverr and pay someone, you know, $20 to make a whole website for them. It's completely up to you, but I like free, and that's what I use.
Did you finish the general notary work part? Did you pull up your slides, or is it me?
I didn't put, oh, hello, welcome back. I didn't know that was a way.
I lost service, but I'll pull up from that. We only have 4 pages left, but you finish talking and I'm gonna pull up that, share my screen, okay?
Okay. Oh, so Lewis said GoDaddy. Yeah, there's different ways you can make your own website, but she's on, what's that? She's on Canva.
Yeah, I'm on Canva right now. That's how I make most of my marketing materials. For my website, I made through Wix. I like them because it was aesthetically pleasing for me, but that's entirely up to you.
Someone just asked about, do you make your own website? So you went to Wix, there's GoDaddy, and then I just have my simple Google business page.
Yeah, but I bought my domain from Google because it was cheaper to buy it through Google.
Gotcha. I advertise a lot on Facebook. Like, so if you live in a certain county, find your county Facebook groups. There's literally Facebook groups for everything. And go ahead and post your business. Post that you are a notary. People will be searching for a notary. Or you can go ahead and do the search option and just type in like Notary Public or Notary Near Me, and you would see people that recently made a post about looking for a notary. So you
And
can
your
do that.
local moms groups are big. Moms are always looking for somebody to come to them for convenience. And you got to think those are the people that are getting most of the notarization requests.
That's true. I just
Hey,
got
excuse
paid
me.
yesterday. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Who is this?
Yes, ma'am. I
Sylvia
can hear
Robinson.
you.
Okay.
I was just asking a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Do you have a complete package of everything that we would need to get started?
Like,
Get started with what?
With documents, signing documents, loan documents, you know, like what's the education classes? Do you present it all in one package?
For my course? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so in my course, I go over numerous different documents. So refis, reverse mortgages. I have mock packets that I give my students as well, to where the documents are redacted, but they are true documents, and they're not documents I made up. They're true documents. I just redacted the personal information. So you see exactly how they would come, because most documents are e-docs, correct, Griselle? I only pick up pre-printed documents from my direct clients, which is, oh my God, when you go direct and they have the packet for you, that's like the best thing in the world, because Lord knows that is the best thing. But as far as most of my documents, I do go over all those documents. So redacted information, I will go over general notary documents as well. But that's only because I teach. Griselle, I'm sure she has packets as well. You in your bundle, you have a packet too, right? Or
yeah,
not yet? Okay.
in my bundle with the slides with the sample scripts for each page, I have a video of a package on my screen. Of course, the names and important information is blacked out, but you get to see the gist of it. You get to see the details, the name of the document itself. And I'm going over how to describe it, where to stamp, what to point to, things like that.
Yeah, so we have similar things, but it just all depends on what you want to do. But it's really the same thing all around, honestly. She'll show
Okay.
you notarial acts. I'll show you notarial acts. It's entirely up to you who you go to. I mean,
Dominique
it's just
does
who you
101.
resonate with.
Dominique does 101 and she has 7 different packages. I don't. So if you really want to get started with this, Dominique is the
Don't
person.
let her do that, but listen. She tries to downplay herself. However, the packets are really the same. It's the same process for all of the packets.
Okay, you
Honestly.
could just
So
tell me
you don't
which way.
need all 7.
Can you put your Gumroad link? Someone else asked about that and I was looking for it.
My Gumroad for what?
Just in general, that way people can see your courses and
All
stuff.
right, I'll do that. But let's finish up these so we can go back to Q&As and stuff. And I do apologize that I lost service. It's just I am at a funeral for my dad. However, my kids don't know these family members, so it's complicated. They're all mama's boys. But yes, so I wanted to show you really quick the difference between the supplies that you would need for basic notary work and loan signing. So basic notary work is simple. It's just this, unless you think we should add something to this, Grizel, right? Or is this pretty simultaneous with what you
Stamp,
do?
journal, blue certificates, paper clips, blue, black pens, clipboard. I want to say, yeah, that's the basics. Yeah.
Yeah, so very simple versus what you need for loan signing. You need your notary stamp and notarial journal, loose certificate, stapler, paper clips, binder clips, pens, blue and black, legal size clipboard, notary bag, scanner, laser printer, letter size paper, legal size paper. Sort quick is optional, but you don't want to lick your fingers and then go through the papers. I'm just saying that's a little gross. Pouch for your stamps and loose supplies, legal size folders, letter size folders, business cards, which you would need for general notary work, but it really depends on how you market, but marketing flyers are very big. Thank you cards, FedEx and UPS mailers. So you would need FedEx and UPS business account, which is free, but it's an asset as well. But that's the bare minimum as well for loan signing. Obviously, some of us, we buy extra stuff or duplicate things. Like I have 2 scanners. I also have 3 printers, but that's also because I go on Facebook Marketplace and I'm like the deal queen. So somebody's giving up something that goes for my business, I go and I snatch it up.
I bought these little rubber tips. They help me.
Yeah, see the rubber fingers, like it's just things like that that will help you. Are these hands, did you take care of these hands? Or Sylvia and Alana? I see hands. Are these?
Yes,
Are these
you
taken care of?
answered my question.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything.
Someone asked a question. They said, did you take out a loan to start your business? No. So what I did was I did general notary work first and I saved up and then I started doing loan signing. Or just put some money aside and little by little you start, because doing loan signing is a big investment. General notary work, you just get commissioned, and if you go to the NNA, you get everything in one package, but don't tell Dominique that.
But it's more money. I don't know. I'm frugal.
But all I really did was buy pens and clipboards for general notary work. But for loan signing, that's when things can get really expensive. And you can either start working on business credit. It's a process. Some people,
but you need an internet presence for business credit. And you need some business, but you don't have to have an LLC out the gate. You don't have to establish your business out of the gate. You don't have to You can build your business at your pace. You can invest as much as you're ready for as you want. You do not have to come out of the gate with a big dual tray laser printer.
Right, no.
My favorite printer is a damn single tray. And for the life of me, I couldn't get my double tray printer to print double, like at the same time for like a long time. That's how I ended up going and getting the little one too, because I don't know, I messed it up, but I finally figured it out. But that was because I had a Mac computer and I couldn't pair it the right way. So then I ended up getting an HP and a Microsoft, and then that worked. But still, just simple things.
We love loan signing, but if you can do other things like weddings, general notary work, legal documents, like, estate planning, you get more money, much more profit. So those are other avenues in the notary industry that you can look into. A lot of people that jump into loan signing, sometimes it's not for them, or sometimes it gets too expensive and they end up loving weddings, loving doing legal documents with estate attorneys. So what can I say? Don't put all your, I guess, apples in one basket.
Yeah, don't put all your eggs in one basket,
Eggs.
because I teach, I do loan signing, I do general notary work, but it's something that I love. I also, when wedding season comes, I'm Minister Dominique Sierra Williams, like a lot. I be doing kiss and run packages, like I have packages, but I teach that. But there's a way to market everything, and it's the way, if you have your marketing down packed and you're knowledgeable on your craft, because again, this is a craft. You can't really come, because you're already invested. Even if you just do general notary work, and even if you just go buy pens and a clipboard, that's still money out of your pocket, which you need to recoup. So you're already invested. So you should, oh, I'm sorry. Does somebody have a question? No? Yeah? I don't know.
Oh, there's questions. Okay.
Okay.
Emily wants to know, can you talk about the profit potential with general notary work? There's lots of profit because you're not having to print 200, 300, 400 pages. You're not having to buy a dual tray printer, mobile scanners, because your clients, they have the documents already.
I printed a simple letter for somebody. It was a letter that they typed. They didn't have a printer. I charged them a print fee. I notarized the document, and I traveled and I brought it to them, and it was one page, and they paid me $75. Asset recovery calls me every 2 to 3 days, and I'm getting paid $100 for every 5-page document with one notarial act. Whatever you're offered, you are able to counter. The only people I will negotiate with are real people, not people that work for companies and they have like a budget. Even if they do lowball me, I'll say, well, listen, that's not a fee I normally accept. So can you please tell me, what is your cutoff before you have to get approval? Because they all have to get approval after a certain mark. They already know what their top tier is. So if you're going out of the gate and you seem like you're going to work with them, say, listen, I know you're working, but that's a lower fee than I normally accept, but what is your cutoff point? And they will tell you. And then you just say, okay, well, I'll accept that this one time. And they'll say, oh, all right. And it could be more than you're used to having. Hi, Karen, you can unmic.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
My question is, because there is so much that you can do with this, how do you know exactly what fees to charge for?
You have to go by your state guidelines. However, in certain states, they don't regulate your mobile fee, your travel fee, your printing and preparation fees. And if you are in a state like that, it is whatever you feel that is feasible. What I suggest coming out of the gate is doing market research. Market research is going to be your best friend. You are going to want to undercut your competitor.
Okay.
Just Google notary near me, see what they're charging. See what your local
And
notary.
most of them aren't hip to the game to where they don't know if another notary. Like I've had notaries call me in my area, and I could always tell if they're a new notary because they don't even make sure when you're calling the notary, you just name a specific document.
Yeah.
Don't call and say, well, what do you charge for general notary work? Then I know you're a notary in my area and you want to know my pricing. So I'm going to say $8,000 and you're going to be all types of confused. So just make sure you're like, well, I have a power of attorney. I want to know what would be your fee for that? And they'll tell you. Or and then you call back, you block your number and you say, I have a school, a title transfer affidavit. How much do you charge for that? You have to, because some of them, if you call me, you're like, well, what do you charge for general notary work? I know that you're brand new and hey, you're messing up my phone time. Because if I have to answer, because my business phone, if you call my personal phone, I'm going to say, hey, what's up? If you call my business phone, you're going to get signed by Dominique. Let's make it official. What can I notarize for you today? Now, if I have to say that whole sentence and you're price checking me, we got a problem because I don't want to say that. So it's a matter of being able to understand.
Gotcha. Okay.
I had a local law firm call me just to go to their client to get their client to sign affidavit, 1 page, and they offered $75 and it was local. If I was doing a local, general notary for like, a regular person, it's $10 per stamp, according to Florida. The most you can charge is $10 per stamp, and then whatever I want to charge for traveling. So let's say $25 I get for 1 document. Versus if you go ahead and market to a law firm, they're willing to give you $75 for 1 document. So
yeah. And when you make your name known and you are able to, and it might take a while, but you have to treat every appointment the same way I treat general notary appointments, is the same way I treat loan signing.
Yeah.
The same way I treat an elopement is the same way I treat an extensive wedding. You are your brand. You are your business. You have to make sure that you are holding yourself to your business standard and you are attracting your ideal client no matter what.
Yep.
Like, and it's a commitment. Like I'm at a funeral, my voice is breaking down. I probably look like, I don't know, Tales from the Crypt.
Amazing. Thank
but
you.
I made a commitment to this business and I made a commitment to everybody that signed up here. I had Grizel change her schedule to do this because I believed in this and I believed that it would be important for you guys to get the little bit of information and the guidance and be able to know that there are people that you can reach out for, because I believe in my business and I believe in all of you. And so does Grizel, because she was running, she had signings today. She had to take her dog somewhere. She was singing Mariah Carey. Like that's what you'll get from Grizel. Me, you don't know where I am unless I do something on TikTok like this. But Grizel, she'll be in the car. She'll be like, yeah, guys, drinking, got this. I got this, my dog, my kid. Like she's good. She's amazing. And I appreciate all you guys that came in here. I do apologize for my internet connection prior. And I'm here. You could always DM me, text me. Let me put my phone number in here as well, because you guys can always text me as well. Grizel tries to say that because she's very busy. So she says she's not a mentor yet, but keep her information because I know she's gonna get it, because I really believe
that's a full-time job and I'm not ready. I can barely commit to a Zoom. So that's
I'm very committed. That's the difference. Yeah, I'm very committed. But I have some students, like even with the mentorship, they choose I have some students that talk to me every single day. I have some students that are like, I have one student, I've barely spoken to her, but she needed just feedback, because sometimes, especially when you come from a background to where not everybody is on a journey or have a business, and you might be the only person in your family that's going out on this venture and they all think you're a crackhead. They're like, why would you do this? sometimes you need to connect with people to be able to have that feedback and that, you know what, you got this, or maybe try this. That's
Right.
the thing. And I'm here. You can always text me. I did my networking Zoom when I was driving through like the Hodunk, South Carolina, trying to get to North Carolina. So it's definitely a way to make sure that you're handling everything, and just know that it's a commitment when you get in it. No matter if it's general notary work or loan signing, you're in it, and it's so, so, so important.
Follow
So
us on social media.
yes,
If you have
social
questions,
media.
well,
That's my text message number or phone number. You can call me or text me.
I love
I'm
that.
here. You can always IG, I don't know, is it DM or a message? I don't know, something on IG, whatever they call it. You know, I'm still old, guys. I don't know. I'm just
Stop it.
but
So that
I'm
paperwork,
here.
I'm sorry. I was trying
Go
to
ahead.
ask that paperwork that you were implying about the redacted paperwork to get the
Yes.
feel of how the paperwork is being signed.
Mhm.
How do we go about acquiring that from you or her?
Well, I think hers is in a bundle on her Gumroad. Me, you can just contact me directly. How I do the rejected paperwork, it's not really agreed upon, but if I tend to work with people, so if you're like, listen, I just need to know the packet or whatever, I tell you my fee or whatever, but I always work with everybody. Like I wish there was somebody in this Zoom that has like worked with me. I don't know if anybody has worked with me already. But I'm very nice. I don't know who's in here, but I just try to be very helpful. And you can contact either one of us. We have it. If I think, Grizel, would you be opening to unbundling, or
I don't
if they
have
pay you
a,
separate?
I don't have a PDF for the actual files.
Oh,
It
all
was
right.
that one like on the screen when I was recording, and I went over the document. So you can see on the screen from what I have, with the scripts to the side, but I don't have an actual like PDF.
All right, let
You
me
want the
see.
whole, you want the whole package.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so let's go over, let me see. I want to just know exactly what it is that you're wanting.
Well, basically for me, the reason why I got like so amped and interested was I saw my cousin, she's been doing it for like 2 years, and then I saw you on TikTok. You personally, I saw you on TikTok.
Oh God.
And
Okay.
it made me just tune into you, even more. And then you made it personable. It's not too often that somebody can come across and just talk to you and just make you feel like, okay, you can do this, but you have to listen to the cues that I'm giving you, the little gems that I'm dropping you. So as you were speaking, my mind was just going through all this stuff, and it's certain paperwork that I was kind of privy to, but because of HIPAA, I couldn't really look at the paperwork. And I was telling her, I was like, well, because I can't look at what you're actually doing because it's illegal for me to look at somebody's stuff. There is gonna have to be something I'm gonna have to do to figure out what I need to do to go forward. So,
Okay. So what you're looking for is just more to be able to understand the documents or
yes,
how to go over the documents, right?
right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the documents, they're not that intimidating. However, let's see what I can do here, just so you generally get an idea of what a regular packet is, that is
Does
redacted.
your cousin live like local to you, like near you?
She's like 45 minutes from me.
Does she ever need a witness?
I've only
Yeah.
witnessed for her like twice.
Okay.
The majority of the time, she really don't like to call me because she says when she calls me to witness for her, her obligation is to pay me, and which I really don't be trying to get paid. I just be trying to check into what she's doing to modify myself and make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. And like I said, by watching you guys and specifically her,
Mhm.
I kind of picked up on it's a lot more out there to be doing that my cousin didn't tell me.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, she might not know, so you can't judge her.
True.
She might not know. She might not have taken the extensive portion of it, you know? So I'm gonna give you an idea of one of the packets. If I can share my screen again, I don't know. It's a little wonky here. Anybody who doesn't want to be involved in this can just go out. But this is basically how you would get eDocs. This is a particular lender. Obviously, the order number information is taken away. The client information is taken away. But this is basically shows you like something as simple as a hold harmless letter. Now, this is a 172-page docket packet. I also leave in the notary instructions as well, because this is something that you need to be familiar with, because most packets have instructions. Some of them are super long, but I like to show my students and everybody basically what it's going to look like, because this is for you to initial and acknowledge the fact that you understand what your responsibilities are in this packet, to understand what now this is a borrower acknowledgement. So let's go over how tedious some of this is. So like I'll show you for some of these, they need to fill in their bank information. We have to notarize that, but it's important to read this. Now, obviously, if they're filling in their bank information, they're initialing here. Don't have them initial this place, because obviously they don't want their proceeds to go to escrow. They want it to go to them. So it's something as simple as making sure that you're flagging the correct documents, giving the client the options that are available to them. How to do vested owner, but I believe this is the packet where I'm going to show you how tedious. Okay, so like this, cybersecurity. This is not something that the client needs to see. This is now it goes to limited power of attorney. Do you see how they jumble the packets?
Okay.
So that's why it's important to prepare your documents. Look, stop, important, please read. Now, if this was super important, wouldn't it have been the first page?
Yes.
But it's not. So that's why it's important to prepare your documents. Urgent. How urgent is it? It's 30 pages in.
Wow. COVID.
We're already 30 pages into the signing. What if I have COVID? Hello? You understand? So I like to give my students like I don't prepare it for you. I will redact it for you, but I do not prepare it for you, because you need to see if I prepare it for you, it won't work out, because you won't know that to look for certain things like this. Also with some of my students, like for mock signings, I have students to where I send them 2 different types of packets and they pick which one, and we meet at wherever they want, and I'm the signer and they're the notary, obviously. And I go through, I give them tips and tricks on how to explain things and how to make their signings go faster. And that helps. I do that virtually as well, to where you'd be like, hi, miss, whatever you want to call me. And we do it just like where you're at a notary appointment, except you do it virtually. You're not printing, you're not wasting your supplies. But there's definitely simple things, just something as simple as knowing what encroachment means. Now, if a regular signer sees the word encroachment, they're gonna be like, what the hell? What's that? What is that? But me, I'm like, oh, that just means that you didn't move your fence line, because I know your neighbor over there wouldn't have had that, right, girl? They would have been like, no, I didn't move nothing. That's all encroachment means. You didn't add anything to the property. You didn't move your fence line. You have to speak to them and make it more personable. However, new notaries will go in and be like, encroachments, and people are like, what the fuck is that? Let me call the, excuse me, but let me call the title office, because what is an encroachment? I don't have roaches. So it's important to understand the terminology for certain things. So like here, we're not allowed to accept a check, a personal check, for anything over $1,500. And for this signer, they wanted, I believe, now all of this, none of this is for the signer. This is just more jargon. They wanted $4.54. They made me ask this lady for a check for $4.54.
So as a loan signing agent, you will be at the table, and sometimes they do require you to collect some type of payment. So there's going to be funds due at closing. Can you show them how they would know if there's funds due at closing?
It's in your Alta
Or
or in your top sheet. So it'd be in your Alta or your top sheet. So the way you would look at your Alta, this is an Alta, but normally it's bigger. So let me try to zoom it. I guess I don't know how to zoom in on this. Oh, never mind. I figured it out. Haha. Okay, so here, this is an Alta. So it's the same thing as a closing disclosure, except this is the one that is always printed on legal. Always. You might have a packet that's 200 pages and it'll be like 2 pages are legal. It's the Alta. It is. So here you'll see, and even with the Alta, all I say is, this is your Alta. This just coordinates all that encompasses, all the numbers that encompass this loan. So you could just look at the total, make sure that's accurate. I see that due from you, it is $4.54.
You see how she did
But
to break down each line? You're not, that's not part of your
no,
job description. We don't do
you
that.
don't have to. Look how big this is. I'm not going over it. And I'm not saying American Land Title Association. No, I've been doing this a long time. This is your Alta, ALTA, Alta. So yeah, it has a lot of details in here. However, you could just look at that number and make sure that's accurate. At the bottom, your total. However, I do see that now, mind you, my clients are already prepared, because when I prepare my documents, I am flagging my documents. And I am looking in my documents for this specific number. What is due from the buyer? Because sometimes it's not written on that top sheet. I need to make sure that they are already aware, because not everybody has a checkbook.
Yep.
I'm old and I don't have a checkbook. If I need a check, I don't know. I don't know.
So
But I don't have one.
I did run into a situation where this document was updated literally while I was sitting at the table. They
Yeah.
called me and they said, hey, we updated the Ultra statement. Can you print it out? And of course, I have like a small printer in my car. I have the a Brother Laser. So I went ahead, grabbed my printer, came back in, plugged it in, printed the document. And guess what? There was money due at the table. And it was
Yep.
over $500. And one of the rules, if you look at the notary instructions, it has said over $500 has to be a cashier's check, cannot be a personal check, according to that lender. So every note, there's rules for, different companies, but this one in particular was over 500. So then what?
Yeah. And
at the table, they
the
don't
thing
have
about it
this
is,
time.
you have to prepare it. And then if you see that there's any issues or whatever, you do have to print. And sometimes they might have to reschedule in order to get the certified check. We have to then call the lender, make sure they're aware that this was a last minute change. But it's important, like in this packet, it says don't accept funds, no personal check up to $1,500.
You see how
So
that
I'm already like, okay, well, what the hell are they gonna ask for? $4.54. But when I make my confirmation call, because first I make confirmation call, and I do that as soon as I get the signing, even before I have the docs, because they're already telling me what the time is, whatever. And then when I have the docs and I'm there prepping, I say, hey, Miss Bob, how are you? This is Dominique from Signed by Dominique. I'm the notary we had spoke earlier. In order to confirm the appointment, I have been preparing your documents to make sure everything is good and ready for our appointment. But I do see in here that the lender will be asking you for a check in the amount of $4.54. And I just wanted to make sure you know, so you don't think that I'm just hitting you with a curveball. And they're like, oh, of course, I have a checkbook, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's wonderful. I can't wait to see you. Simple. It is
Okay.
completely okay to make 2 phone calls.
Yeah.
It is completely okay. It's absolutely okay. Your closing disclosure, that's everything that was in the Alta, except it's bigger font. And if you're
this document first, that's my
Yeah.
rule.
Yeah, I go over it first. I stack it. I take this out with my Alta. I give it to them first. And I say these both encompass the same numbers. You could just check these out. However, it tells me, look, same, the $4.54 is cash to close from the borrower. I'm not giving the borrower $4.50. It's from the borrower. So I know here on my closing disclosure, I have to collect $4.54. That $4 is all up, in and around this packet. And I'm so sorry this was notary basics, but this is the problem. This is why my classes go so long. And this is why Grizel called me out, because I'm more like, oh, well, let me show you. I have a condition. It's a mental condition. I don't know what it's called.
I asked her, I said, how long is this Zoom? People told me about you.
I know, because it's one question. And I'm like, well, let me show you what I got. Because I always have everything. I'm sorry. I'm like Miss Frizzle from Magic School Bus. Am I dating myself?
Stop
I'm
it.
like Miss Frizzle. I'm Miss Frizzle. But if that like helps you, but this is an example of a packet, but it's 172 pages. And it tells you like, so you know what to look for. And like something as simple as this, they didn't give me instructions that that they don't need a second form of identification. So I still collect a second form of identification and I fill out this paperwork. Why? Because I like to cover myself.
Someone had a question. I want to go over this.
So sorry.
If you accept a job, right? And then boom, you got the package, you're about to print it, and you realize it's 174 pages. And you go, wait, this is a lot of pages. Let me tell title, I need some extra money. No, that is a no. You cannot, well, I'm not gonna say you cannot. If you're direct and you have that in your contract, then that's something different. But once you accept a job, especially if you're working with signing services, whatever they give you is what they give you. Unless it's something extra they need, like they tell you, oh, I need scan backs, by the way. Okay, well, that's an additional fee. That would be something different, but you can't charge based on package size. Does that
No, but if it's an extensive packet and you feel like absolutely no way are you accepting that fee, you can call them and you could say, well, this is an extensive packet. And what is your tier for this? Because I had already printed it and I do feel like the workload is extensive. And as long as you're respectful, you can't call them and be like, yo, homie, you bamboozled me. You can't do that. You'll be blacklisted. You just have to continue to be. Yeah. How much do you charge for scan bags? How do you know? They'll generally give you an amount, but for me, before I got my Epson, I only used my mini brother, and that was a pain in the ass. Excuse my French. I know this is recorded. Grizel's gonna kill me because she like has YouTube and she's gonna be using stuff. So don't put me on here saying ass, please.
No, you're
okay. So it is a bit. So for me, I charged more, and I knew my package was going to be more because it was a headache for me. But generally, I just let them encompass it. I scan every packet, even if it doesn't require scan backs. Why? Because I don't trust FedEx or UPS. So I will scan every packet and I will hold it on my hard drive for 6 months or until 6 months. I used to hold it until I was paid because I don't want them to be like, oh, we didn't get the docs yet or whatever. But again, I have like this 2 mental conditions. It's OCD and, whatever. But I also have like a huge administrative aspect because I was the chief operations of an orthopedic practice. So I tend to be over prepared and I tend to under promise and over deliver because it's a mental condition. But Sandy, you can ask your question. You can unmic if you want.
Okay. First, I just want to say my condolences, but I know you and Gazelle keep saying that. Okay, so this is my question, and I'm gonna try and because in my head it's going a million times a minute. How, as a new notary or notary signing agent, how do you know what is a good price? Like I can see them saying, okay, for the refi, we're going to give you $95 or whatever. But how do you know based off of what the package is going to entail? So if we've never done one before and it's 120 pages or 200 pages, how are you supposed to know? Are you just supposed to accept what they're giving, or?
You don't have to accept what they're giving. Now, honestly, I don't have set prices, and Grizel might not either, because if you're signed up with signing services, they will offer you a certain price and you will know if it's worth it for you. So me, it's cheap as hell for me to print. Why? Because I buy aftermarket toners. So I'm getting 5 toners for $60. I get my paper from Cases wherever it's on sale, most likely Amazon or in Walmart. So it's cheap for me to print 200 pages.
Mm-hmm.
And I will never say or turn my nose up, because if I'm not busy a day and they offer me $75, I will go. If it's not going to hurt me or if it's not going to deplete my supplies, I will go
Mhm.
for that. Why? Because I'd rather make 75 than 0 that day, because I have goals for the week. Now, you will go in spaces to be like, oh, well, don't accept that. Nobody can, first of all, unless they're going to pay your bills, can't nobody tell you what to accept. You obviously have an idea in your mind what you want to make, but until you get to that point and you go direct,
Mm-hmm.
because you're gauging yourself as you're learning these packets and you're accepting these deals. So you might accept a reverse mortgage and it's 200 pages, and that might have put you through hell, and they might have wanted to pay you $125. Now, when you go direct, you're gonna be like, nah, son, you got to give me 200. So
Mm-hmm.
like, now you know what's worth it for you,
So
or
I
it
was
could be easy
asking
for you.
because, yeah, like on, I think it's called SnapDocs or something like that. It'll ask you what your
Yeah, but
going
that
rates
doesn't,
are.
but they don't pay you what you put in there. Because I put
Right.
$500 in every single box and they still call me. I swear I did. They don't even look at that. I don't even know
Okay.
why that box is there, but I just put it in there. And they give you offers. I mean, I feel like the first companies that you should sign up with, if you're already a loan signing agent, which, hold on, I will show you. I think you should sign up with Mortgage Connect, Timeo's, Old Republic. I love them because when you become top tier with them, it opens so many doors. So once you do good with them, if you guys need Old Republic,
Got a paycheck from Over Public today.
love them, love them. If you guys are not with Old Republic and you are already loan signing agents, just email me. And I could send you their application so you could fill it out and then scan it back in and email it to them, because I do have their signing engagement package that I give my students, because I want them to sign up with them because they are a good company to work with, because they call your phone, they will call you and say, hey, I have XYZ, blah, 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 it's this, and I like that. They're not just texting me some random jargon. And they asked me if I'm going to accept. And I love dealing with Tim. He's my guy. He's like the only one that will call me. But it's amazing.
Get on signing order. Find out
SnapDocs.
SnapDocs, I don't have any luck with them.
Oh,
Signing
I love
order,
them.
I get everything through signing order, Service Link, Old
Timeo's,
Republic.
Service Link, which is Exos as well. Old Republic. Notary Resume, make sure that's up to date.
So me, as Dominique has stated, I'm big on social media. So what I did is I found out who has a signing service around me, who has a signing service near me. Follow those people on social media, market to them. They will make you their preferred notary as well. Sometimes they have you do like a couple signings, they'll test you out. So I did, like, for Comfortable Closings, he's located in Tampa. I did maybe 5, and then he marked me as his preferred. Like, you go ahead and you ask them for feedback. How did I do? How am I doing? How can I be better? You ask for feedback, you ask for reviews from the clients, and that all incorporates to how you go ahead and get marked preferred. So I was marked preferred by simply asking for feedback, following him on social media, right? Reaching out, just making sure you get your foot in the door and getting reviews. And now anytime he has something in my town, I'm the first notary he'll send me a job for. And he pays me more than my friend, but we're not gonna talk about that. But so yeah, get marked preferred. If you don't know how, ask them.
And if you're signing, yeah, just say, I obviously want to have a continued relationship with you. So let me know what can make this work and be lucrative for the both of us.
Yeah.
Because clearly you want somebody who specializes in this work, and they'll be like, oh, okay, all right, spicy. And then you'll get it. But it's important to also make your FedEx and UPS business accounts super important. If you guys want to, I guess, screenshot this or whatever, these are the packages that I use, the orders. This completes my order. So these parts, and this is how I package, and I have never had an issue with my packages. So these are my 3 parts for FedEx.
You can make your account, or you can just, for some reason, they stop. I order supplies, they stop sending me supplies. So I go into FedEx office, they have a display of supplies, and the ladies never stop me from taking supplies. It's free.
Yeah, but
So
they still mail to me. I don't know what Grizel did. She might have cussed them out or something.
they
But
said I don't know history. I'm like, what do you mean?
no, I just tell them, and they'll call you to make sure, and you'll say, I'm a loan signing agent, so I do send extensive packages, and my clients give me the label, but I do need to have the supplies, and they'll be like, oh, okay, and then they'll send over your packet. But UPS does not have any part numbers, so these are the same type of parts. However, UPS doesn't have legal cardboard letter packets. However, you should just use a FedEx cardboard and stick it inside of a UPS bag if it is a UPS shipping. I don't know how many people are loan signing agents, but I just felt like I wanted to show you that because this is a problem for me. And yeah, so if you're a loan signing agent as well, make sure you put all your credentials on one folder on your desktop. So your commission, your E&O insurance, your bond, your signing agent certificate. If you are Ron, put your Ron commission in there, or your e-notary registration, your digital certificate if you're Ron, which is your .pfx, your electronic seal. Again, if you're Ron, have it all in the same place. Why? Because when you start signing up for signing services, everything is super repetitive, and you want to make sure that you're able to drag and drop. Does that make sense? And see, this is why my Zooms last so long. So I'm not even going to keep Grizel any longer because I have problems.
No, you're
I'm
good.
telling you.
You're good.
But that's super important. Yeah.
Go on your Facebook groups again, like Florida Notary, Georgia Notaries, type in signing services and just keep applying. Keep a folder, like Dominique said, with all your information that you're going to need, your commissions, your insurance, your background, your E&O, a picture of your ID, a professional
or
picture.
if you look for signing services near you, and they don't have like a notary sign up, they have an email, and that's when you would say, hi, my name is Bob Johnson. I'm a notary signing agent. I service Apple, Orange, and Banana counties. I specialize in the notarization of home and commercial loans. I am eagerly available, and I would like to know how I could assist you in loan signings in my area. And here are a copy of my credentials. And that's where you would attach all of your credentials. You say, I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope that I could become an asset to your company. And that little short paragraph and your credentials already there. There's no back and forth. You are showing them how professional and convenient you are.
How ready you are.
And I'm going to stop talking because Grizel's going to punch me. I promise you, because now this just went too far. I have a problem. I told you it's a condition.
I'm trying to figure out how we went into loan signing.
I know. I'm sorry.
You do not have to be a loan signing agent. You do not.
You don't. But those who are.
That was me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, those who are.
She
Oh,
said
can
it.
I
I
go
was
back to
thinking
FedEx?
Quick question. You keep talking about this resume. What is the resume?
Oh, it's not a okay, so it's like a flyer, but you kind of make your own. Give me 2 seconds.
I actually have templates on Etsy too, but you can
Oh
use
yeah, she does. No, don't use mine. Go on Etsy, but I'm gonna show you an idea
So you
of
have
what.
actual fly. You have the resume on Etsy, you said?
Yeah,
It's-
so she has a template. I have a template. Well, I don't have a template on Etsy because God forbid, give me, I didn't
It's
do
pretty
that
much-
Etsy stuff.
It looks just like yours, pretty much. The one on the right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just, I zoom in for my students, like what a simple, like nice to meet you would be and services would look like. But this is a notary resume flyer, if that helps and gives you an idea. So simple. And then my students normally just
This
play
is-
around with
This is great to email as well, or when you
Yes.
walk into
And you can use this for general notary work as well,
yes,
because you would put general notary work, you would take out loan documents, anything goes to school affidavits, you would put what applies to where you are applying to. So like this, see, look, this is a problem. She's gonna shoot me, guys. Okay, so listen, under services, if I was marketing to schools or the Board of Education, you would put school trip forms, transfer of address, educational documents, general notary work, affidavits, acknowledgements. Why? Because if you're marketing this or giving this flyer to somebody and they don't recognize the documents that are in the My Services, it's not going to resonate with them. So you have to make sure that you're changing the service part. You don't have to change the bio. You just make that uniform. But make sure that in your services, you put forms that are particular to that particular entity that you are marketing to. So once you have your template completely done, all you would be doing is changing the My Service option. And this is an older one, clearly. Yeah, I have a QR code on mine because I want them to be able to automatically save my contact to their
Canva. Get Canva.
Yes, Canva is going to be your best friend. It's going to be your best friend. It's going to be an asset to you. Does that help you? In mine, I have technical capabilities, so letter and legal sites, printing, e-docs, scan bags, just so they're aware that I can utilize those things. But yeah.
And you don't need a dual tray printer to
You
print
don't.
legal and letter. You can just switch it out. Just the trays, they get bigger. Like I'm not gonna show you that, but
Yeah, they do. They get bigger and you're able to easily adjust. It's an easy adjustment.
Yeah.
You would use Notary Rotary in order to change, to be able to know which documents are legal versus letter, and Notary Rotary is free. And it is very easy to understand because they will give you the layout. So first 43 pages that you printed are letter. The next 2 pages are legal. The next 27 pages are letter. They give you the complete outline, if that makes sense.
it might be a hassle, at the beginning, but you get used to it. You'll find what works for you. You
Yeah.
get a system. I have a dual tray printer, but my Apple doesn't speak to my Brother printer. So Apple and Brother, they do not work well together. And so I have to tell my printer, all right, pages 1 through 10 are on legal and pages 11 through 21 is letter, and keep it going like that. So if you are starting this business and you don't have a laptop, it's really difficult to print with Apple and Brother products together.
But a laptop is necessary because I scan right away and I email and upload my documents in the car. My phone is a hotspot.
That's going to
It's so convenient.
That's going to get you prefer as well. If you can go ahead and scan those documents ASAP. I bring my scanner right into my signer's house. They do not mind. They want their funding as soon as possible, right? They want that money. So that means they need these documents as soon as possible. They do not. I tell them I'm a shadow for a couple minutes. I'm going to go ahead and make sure you get funded. And I'll go ahead and scan. Hook up
and that's the same thing that I do. And I sit right there, I scan in the documents and I seal the envelope right in front of them. So they're like, and I said, and then we're all set to go. Thank you, Mr. Apples and Bananas. It's been great. And that's it.
Yep. Scanner. I have an S Pen. I have a 400 and I have a 200. I love it. I don't have any problems with them.
Yeah, I love the 400.
People have their own opinions, but It works.
I
for me.
love the 400 for bigger documents, and then for little ones and smaller packages, I use a Brother 1700W. But I also don't connect them to the internet. I use a USB drive and I scan my documents straight on the USB because I don't have time to be dealing with internet connections besides my laptop. So
I have an adapter. So
oh yeah.
right here, because Apple has their own
Yeah.
insert.
But I'm able to use a USB drive, and it's a $5 scan disc from Walmart.
I don't have
$5.
a USB in my Apple laptop, so I had to get an adapter. You will
Yes.
find a way. You plug it in, you plug this into your Apple laptop, it will connect, you start scanning.
Yes. But very important. And so
Okay.
yeah. Does anybody have any more questions? Because I promise you, I will
It's,
talk y'all to death. And
it's
Grizel's
Friday.
never gonna talk to me again.
I
So
have
I
to start printing
apologize.
for my signing tomorrow. I got signings in the morning.
Yeah.
So I need to start printing my documents and prepping. A replay. Oh, talk about your replay. Put your Gumroad link on there.
Grisella,
The
did you-
replay.
Did you put your number? Did you put your number out, or did you just do your email?
I just do my email.
Oh.
I
Oh,
just do my email. I'm sorry. That Dominique, she's the mentor. She'll go ahead and answer her phone. If you inbox me like on Instagram or email, I will answer. But my phone
With a voice message. You and Tiara are the first people I ever spoke to that actually voice message. I don't.
I do voice notes. Cause I be driving, so I just like click on the voice note and just be talking while I'm driving. I live in a small town, so all my signings are always 45 minutes to an hour away. So I drive a lot, and yeah, that's how you're gonna get my messages, voice notes.
Yeah, but my the replay bundle and everything, they'll be ready when this is over. If I have to split it into 2 videos because I got disconnected, they'll all be in the bundle. But if you give me an hour to have everything together, I will be able to upload it because I have to bundle it on there.
okay. I
Does
mean,
does that make sense?
it makes perfect sense, but also too, you got to take time for yourself. You have a family event that is going on right now, so
No,
everybody.
first of all, this is the first time I haven't had my kids up my butt, so I'm really enjoying this. So yes, I drove all the way from North Carolina with 3 kids. I mean, from Texas to North Carolina with 3 kids. And then I had to come here, do the arrangements. And I'm a minister, so I had to do all the readings and stuff. And I have to do it like all again tomorrow. So this is my working time. I ended up taking some time off, but this is my time for my like I have people that are still reaching out to me while I'm out, and I have no problem answering you guys if it does take me a little long. But long for me is not long because again, I have OCD, so I like to get back to people as soon as possible. But it's not super long. It's not a long time that you would be waiting for me to get back to you. So don't worry about that. And then again, if anybody is a signing agent and they want to they want the application for Old Republic, just email me and just put Old Republic in the title, and I'll make sure I email that application back to you because they are a great company to work with. And once you prove yourself to them, it will be lucrative for you.
You are a godsend. Thank you so much.
No problem, but I will have the replay and everything bundled up, and I'll make sure. But if you guys need anything, I'm here. Don't feel because I'm dealing with all of this that you can't reach out to me, because I am my business, I am my brand, and I am a multitasker, which is a gift and a curse. So I am here, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like, it really means a lot, like so much. It really does, and I appreciate it so much.
Thank you guys. Are we calling it a night?
Yes, we're calling it a night.
All right. All right.
All righty, guys. I will upload everything. Have a great day. Great night.
Thank you, both of
And I'm
you.
closing it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.